Hi.
Welcome to Top Buns and Planners. Just kidding. Welcome to ONG Planners. This is our first planner challenge where we take somebody's life and we help them fit it into our planner, because I think you should be able to consolidate like 3-4 planners into one. And what we're gonna do is take my dear friend Kelly's schedule and help her insert it into, we're gonna do the vertical weekly planner today. She's using the undated planner last year, plus a lot of other systems, and this is the first time I'm gonna try to consolidate it down into one little planner. I think it's gonna be so fun. Okay, so Kelly, this is what I understand of your life right now. You coordinate multiple nurse schedules. So you're the coordinator. You are not the nurse, you're the coordinator, although you are a nurse. You also have a child who's busy and does French and goes to school and does a lot of activities. And then you are married and he has a strange schedule. So sometimes at night, sometimes day, all that stuff. And you want to keep that track. And you eat paleo, so you plan out your meals. Is this correct? Am I forgetting anything?
No.
Is that it? And well, this morning we exercised, so obviously soon solid core is going to be inserted into that, but for now, not quite yet. Right?
It's
Totally happening. Yeah. I also love that I see bowling here. This is really fun. The bowling part, this is super fun. I want to bowl. I don't bowl.
It was
I
our
can't
first
remember the
time
last
in
I
years.
bowled.
Yeah.
Was it fun?
It was fun.
Okay.
It's terrible. Under 100.
Okay. But you nailed it. I don't even know what that means, guys. Who knows what that means? I also can't wait to hear what noon means. This is going to be really fun. And all the circles. And I love how they're here and they're here. So we have both. You're covering all the bases. This is a safe place. Okay. So Kelly, what's your current strategy? I've never done this before. I'm so excited. I'm so nervous. Okay.
So this is on the wall in our kitchen, and this is
yes.
like our family calendar, but not much lands on it. It's mostly Mark's work days.
Okay.
Like circles are the days he's on, and then if it's not circled, he's off those days.
I love that system.
Because he works such wacky schedules,
Yeah.
and it just helps me to just know when he'll be home or not. And then just kind of big things like don't miss this thing at school. But that's about it.
Okay. And this is for your daughter and for your husband to be able to know, right?
Yes.
And this is
And then nothing for me goes on this
nothing
calendar.
for you, just for your team to know
Yeah.
what's going on. Does Colby look at this or?
Not really. Well, I will walk over and sometimes she'll have crossed out the day. Like,
love
where,
that.
I mean,
It's girl
apparently
after my
she's
own
been
heart.
looking. But
Yeah. Okay. So this is family. I love this. I love a big one for the whole team.
And then this one,
Okay.
there is not much of a system. So over here, like I will write birthdays. And then I will do the same thing of circling the day that Mark's working up at the top.
Okay.
And then down at the bottom is hours that I have worked. So I have to every 2 weeks like report what I've worked. And then the square around it means that I've reported it. And then the next pay period starts then.
Man, I love everybody's symbols and everybody. You know, it reminds me of like, I love watching old history and science shows, like archaeology shows. And so all the like hieroglyphics, I'm like, you don't even know. That queen probably was marking something different there, and it was her system. Don't mess with it. Okay.
The regular things that I actually do, like my team meeting that's once a week, or church, or
It's not in there.
I didn't even put it in there.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Does that make you feel flaily and like stressed? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So even the things that are like a set aside time, I think I just bank on, I know that time because it happens every week.
Yes. Okay.
And then
okay.
then other things like that land on my to-do list, which is all here.
Wonderful.
Okay. All of that, like if I were to set aside a time like that, that feels very
Too rigid for you.
Yes.
Okay. You like more freedom. Oh, I love knowing this about
I
you.
would love to see when I have time and be able to pull from it. You know what I mean? Like the things to do. But
because I remember when you first got this calendar and you were like, I literally put everything in there and realized that I had time enough for a part-time job, and it really helped you.
And there's things that have been on these floating lists that
For a long
have
time.
like haven't been transferred to the list, and then
Right.
like
Yeah,
this
like
one
this, I
of
would
like
never see the
picture
rest of these.
storage. Like that has been, oh golly, a year and a half.
Oh yes, I do that a lot. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna set up a future list for you too, and that'll be great. So we'll do a future list, and then talk to me about your work schedule. Is there a schedule? Do you just fit it in when you can, and you have like your to-do list for each day? Is it more like answering calls and putting out fires, or is it like you sit down and schedule certain people at certain times?
So I have a meeting every Wednesday morning, and then other than that, it is answering the phone, responding to things that are needs. But then there's also things that I need to be like working on and scheduling client visits or checking with this caregiver, that kind of thing. And those are kept on sticky notes on my computer.
Yes, it is. Okay.
So that's that.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I will say I used to look at a ton, and I've looked at it less and less these days.
I used to try with sticky notes so bad. I just didn't have a double screen. I just couldn't keep everything in front, and then at the end of the day, my little email box was like this big so that I could see the things on the sticky notes, and I was like, well, this isn't working anymore, so I can't do that. You know, non-traditional 9 to 5. When you're just fitting it into the margin. So like a lot of parents will experience that. A lot of like creatives will experience this, is like, if you're not fitting it 9 to 5, in other words, you really do have to fit it into your personal planner. Like it has to, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but maybe that's because I'm an entrepreneur who's obsessed with work. No? Am I not? I'm not. Right, Nancy? Tell me I'm not! Okay guys, so taking what Kelly has said, we've gone through a while of time lapse filling in and all of the things. We've come up with a system. Okay, so to sum up, you really love freedom of planning, don't want everything to be too rigid because that stresses you out and it's not fun, and then you'll never use it, which is also not fun for me because then you won't come back. What we did to begin with was we took your brain dump sticky notes and we gave them a spot. So a lot of them fell in your to do this month thing. Some of them fell in this sticky note that is your work brain dump or to-do list. You made a Colby list, which is your daughter. And some of them even went to your future list, which you created in the back that you don't want to do right away, but you know needs to be done eventually. So that was your back page list that you went with. And then we took your grocery list and we put it here on a sticky note so that you can easily take this into the grocery store. This often gets so messy, right? Like your grocery list, and you're changing things and you're crossing things off. You wanted that like kind of hidden. So there, but hidden. That was kind of our first step. And then we took your big planner that's on the wall for Colby, and then we took your other planner and even some of your sticky notes and put those as appointments in here. Because you have a job that is so in the margins, or when Colby's at school or whatever, we decided not to time block fully using this, but to make this more of the split to-do list and then appointments, which is what I do. So I might have pushed that. Hopefully not. So we decided to do that. And even for you, you found writing that you're gonna do one of these on Friday or even next week on the day was too stressful. So you're sort of working like your current day and the day ahead, and that's kind of it. And you're not gonna commit, but you do still have all of this here so that if you have some time, or if you're like, I really feel like banging out something on the to-do list, it's here. This also could go in your this week column, but I think you're gonna keep your personal this week here, your work this week here. So even though they're grouped here, your to-do lists are separate, which I think is actually like really, really smart. I really like that. You're also gonna put like your overarching, just general plans here, goals, due dates, stuff you have every single week, birthdays, here in your monthly view, and then you're gonna break it down here. And then you are going to keep your husband's schedule here in your little system. So you just circle the days. You don't have to write anything. That's like, you know, it doesn't take too long. You're just circling the days. You in your brain know what that means, and that's all that matters. So that's perfect. And then you're going to track your hours for work down here. Also Colby little notes down here. And then when you have submitted those hours, you're gonna put a square around it, which is a system that's just for you just like the circle system, and that's perfect. So you don't need to change that. I think that you kind of decided once you were filling this in just now, your brain likes it better with the appointments on top and the to-do list on the bottom.
I think so.
Yeah, which I love. What are we gonna do about this? You're gonna have to
I think I'm gonna,
you just erase it. Yeah, erasable. You also kind of noted that you're gonna snag some 0.5 or below because it was hard sometimes to fit in with a 0.1, which like. Just kidding. This is like a really good base to get you going and help you use it and maybe make it even faster. For you.
It feels like I have like my spots mentally to put things, and so I've even like when I send emails to myself at night now, like I think I like know where it's going, which
that's pretty key. Like I send myself Slack messages in at night or emails, and then on Slack I just say remind me, and like that's part of my planner time in the morning is I like go through those Slack messages and go through my email, and I'm like, okay, put that down on your list. Because like 10 o'clock at night, I'm not getting my planner out.
No.
Yeah, because she's tucked away next to my laptop. Thank you guys so much for coming. This was so fun to set up, and I feel like totally approachable. Like anybody could do this in this specific way. I feel like so many people that use this calendar work in the margins, and so this works great for them, which is so fun. For more information kind of like this, you guys could check out the how to move into your planner. Check out our 2023 vertical planner. Like we have a bunch of different ways that you could organize in here. And then check out the way we are using our 2023 planners because we will have a bunch of ideas similar to this. Thank y'all. May your micro pens slide like butter on a hot piece of toast. I have a mechanical pencil if you want to borrow it.
Yeah.
You put fresh ink in. This is my erasable 0.38, so it's really thin. Okay. I really like it. Get these on Amazon. I have a ballpoint, and then I have this is like a non-erasable, but it is still like an ultra fine. It might be that pencil is your comfort zone, but this is great. Nancy, do you have the 0.5 erasable?
Because I stole it from Maddie.
Okay, are you using it right now?
No.
Okay, I'll offer it up. Okay, and then here's the 0.5 erasable.